Hey Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time for your weekly reading. Let's go. All right, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Looking at the energy between you and your person for the week of May 31st through June 6th. We have a full moon and lunar eclipse coming up on June 5th. So a lot of intense emotion. Venus still in retrograde. The lunar eclipse in Sagittarius with that full moon at 15 degrees. Highlighting a lot of things, but really asking you to look at the duality of all of the situations in your life. So let's see for this week what the energy is in your connection. All right, so we have Angel of Balance. Yeah, this is like the Justice card. So this is, all about karma balancing, making decisions, balancing out things between you and another person, maybe balancing out situations in your life. But the main thing here is focusing on being balanced energetically, first and foremost, right? And looking at ways to do that. Yeah, we have the strategy card, really needing to be organized, making plans, right? Not just moving forward without thinking, right? Somebody's going to be putting a lot of thought into how to balance things out in the connection, right? And they need to, because there's been some low vibrational energy going on. We have the envy card. This is about jealousy. This is about resentment. This is about, limited lack thinking, right? So someone needs to clean up their vibe in this connection. That might be your person. That might be you. Let's see what the tarot has to say about it. Let's take a look. Let's get some clarifiers here. What is this energy all about? I'm definitely getting a lot of thinking, right? And with this full moon coming up, this is a time to really get out of your head and into your heart, because you can get trapped if you're all up in the mental. And I feel like that's what's going on in this connection, and someone is really trying to think their way out of something, right? Maybe out of something that was said, something that was done, or just the feelings that they're having. Yeah, look at that. Woo! Yeah, they're all in their head about you. Two of Cups. Yeah, divine partnership. Trying to really balance that out. And then we have the Page of Wands here. Yeah, so I normally see the Page of Wands as a good card, with it coming up in relation to this envy strategy and Angel of Balance. With that energy, I'm seeing this as someone really focusing on balancing out their intentions, right? And getting clear on their intentions. Yeah, because it hasn't been all good. Ten of Swords. Yeah, somebody has been in some real pain and heartache and heartbreak. Some kind of ending that took place has them feeling this way. And this week, that's coming up for them. Again, makes total sense with the full moon energy that is coming up. So that's all really interesting. Now I want to look at both of your energies, right? Like what is the energy between you two at this time? And actually, before I pull from these, I'm going to use this oracle deck to look at that. Let's see. What is the energy that's coming up between you two right now? We got the energy of the connection, but what is the energy between you two directly? So we have commitment, not a surprise there when we have the Two of Cups. So there's definitely a bond between you two, definitely a connection, and a devoted one, right? There's loyalty here. There's a sense of duty and responsibility, not just wanting to, toss it all to the wind, but there's also a need for healing, right? And with this balancing card coming out, what I'm getting is there needs to be some energetic healing, right? Some inner work done on both sides, Spirit is saying, right? Both of you need some time to really get those chakras aligned and in balance. And because that came out, I want to pull from my Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards just to get a little more clarity with those messages. See exactly what that is about. What's going on? And somebody's struggling with the connection for sure, and the work that it takes to be committed in the way that this connection needs. Yeah? Like, I'm getting it's a lot of work for someone. We have release. And we have perfection, right? And that's root chakra energy for sure. And we have growth, right? And expansion, right? This goes really good with that Page of Wands energy. So I'm feeling like someone in this connection definitely needs to release. And this is the energy happening between both of you right now. Whatever's coming up, this commitment, the effort being put into it, and the healing that it's going to take in order for both of you to be committed in a way for it to work, is releasing this idea of perfection or getting something right or trying to be something for someone, and really just committing to opening the heart here. See, we have that green, that expansion, that growth, opening the heart and being committed to growing with one another. And I love that the growth card came out under healing. So that's the focus. That's where the focus needs to be this week. Now let's look at what your person's energy is, because here's the deal. This is work that may be coming up that needs to happen independently, not necessarily together, right? When I see this kind of shadow work, because this is what this is, right? We have the release card here. There's definitely some ideas, some thoughts, some fears coming up around the commitment, and this connection came out under Two of Cups and the commitment card. That oftentimes are things that we hold within ourselves that affect all of our connections, right? But in this Two of Cups, right, twin flame card, in this kind of deep soul connection, it really shows up. But it's work that we have to do independently on our own. Like, no one can do this for us. The other person may be mirroring it to us, but we have to dig deep and do that work. So I really want to see what your person's energy within themselves is at this time. Like, where are they at? What's going on with them? What are they thinking, feeling, being? All of that good stuff. All right, so let's see what's going on in their heart. We have the Chariot. In their mind, we have the Nine of Raphael, which is in this deck, I believe, the Nine of Cups. And actually, it may be the Nine of Pentacles. Ooh, this is a new deck for me. And then we have the Five of Gabriel. This is what's going on in their environment, which is the Five of Wands in this deck. So in their heart, you know, we have the Chariot, all about moving forward and wanting to be successful in doing so. But it can also be tempered with, or I don't want to even say tempered, it can also contain an element of trying to control outcomes. So with this card, you know, there has to be a balancing that is created with self-control. And this card actually talks about determination and self-control in order to advance forward successfully with others. In their heart space, we have the Nine of Raphael, which I think is interesting because it is also really, really green, indicating heart space. And nines represent nearing completion, right? And then right under, like this came out under the perfection card, right? So it's like trying to work hard to get something just right, right? And it's really not about that. It's about finding that fulfillment in oneself first, and understanding that success is inevitable. Attaining the goal is inevitable when it comes from that heart-centered, authentic place, that being totally fulfilled within oneself place. You know, that's what I'm getting from that. And this card says, make a wish, dreams become reality, a joyful time of life. So somebody's really like they're really committed to the work I'm getting, you know, at least with this piece, but not without some challenge, because in their environment, they're going through some stuff, right? We have the Five of Gabriel here, which is Five of Wands in this deck. And I love that both Archangel Raphael, which is all about healing, has showed up, right? And we got the healing card. Like, I look at Archangel Raphael and Archangel Gabriel as the healing angels. Like, Archangel Michael comes through and slices things with his sword of truth, right? He cuts through the crap. And then Raphael and Gabriel can come through and help us, you know, put ourselves back together. And Gabriel is about communication. So there may need to be some communication happening here, but there's definitely some kind of change that your person is undergoing, right? And it's requiring them to really work through their own grief. And maybe that grief has to do with, you know, a separation, between you two, or some kind of difficulty, some kind of challenge you're facing, which that's typically who is attracted to my reading, so it makes sense. This card says, you know, this is a challenge that you can resolve. So they're really having to cultivate faith, and that's requiring them to expand their spiritual knowledge, their spiritual wisdom, their emotional capacity to, you know, handle conflict. Yeah. And what I'm picking up on is this person needs a lot of love right now. Now, depending on where you are, that may not be coming from you at this time, at least not physically, hopefully always energetically, right? We should always be sending our person nothing but light and love as we work through our own stuff, just like they have to work through their stuff, not holding grudges, not holding anyone energetically hostage to, you know, our own pain and suffering. So they may be spending some time this week, hopefully, loving on themselves and doing this healing work. All right, so I want to look at your energy. We talked all about them. Where are you? Where are you at? Let's see. What is your energy at this time as it pertains to this connection? And I mean, it's always like, look, you know your energy, right? At least I hope you do. But sometimes these kinds of connections are so intense that even our own feelings become like convoluted and just mired down in like all of this muck. And it can start to feel like emotional, like going through it, trying to sort it out can feel like emotional sludge. So let's see where you are, Capricorn, in your energy around all of this week. So we have the Four of Ariel. We have the King of Raphael. And we have Justice again. Okay, man. You're like, look, I want my due. I want these wrongs against me righted, right? So I said we have the Justice again because remember the Angel of Balance came out earlier, and Justice is all about balance. Like you're ready for something to be decided, right? With this Four of Ariel, this card says when you give, you also receive. Balance, right? That's the theme for you right now, right? But it can also mean being resistant to things changing, and sometimes things do have to shift in order for balance to be achieved. It's like you have to give a little to get a little. Yeah, there has to be an even exchange, right? And it may not be even at the same time, but eventually it all needs to balance itself out, right? And you don't have to fight for your rights, right? I feel like there's this energy, right? Because we have this king here, and the first line on this card is like, yes, it's safe to trust, which says to me that someone, you, because this is your energy, may be in resistance mode, in resentment mode, in feeling like I'm not really sure if I can believe in all this, if I can trust in all this, like, if I were to base things on my past experience, which I wouldn't suggest. You know, history is a great teacher, but the past is the past. It has nothing to do with the reality of now, right? And living in that place can keep you living in that place for a long time. So this is really about softening, opening up, so that this justice can come through. And what I love is 8s for me are all about having strength, right? Not pride, but strength and courage and patience, right? That's soft energy. So, and I mean, this card actually says warm, generous, honorable, refined. And the good thing about kings, you know, they're not weak. They've learned from their past mistakes and lessons and experiences and, you know, failures and tough times. And they've taken that wisdom and allowed it to make them wiser. But the most successful kings are those who don't become bitter, right? And so they don't become bitter, they become better, refined, right? Yeah, so that's your energy. Interesting. Yeah. With that said, I think it might be interesting to look at how this person is feeling about you, right? With all of this going on. I mean, this has been really good for me so far. I hope it's been good for you. You know, go ahead and hit that like button right now if it has been. Subscribe to my channel so we can keep, you know, digging into all of this in this way together. Like, where are they at with you? Where are they at? What are their feelings? Well, they're definitely still feeling you, right? We have enamored, love potion. Someone may be trying to manifest you in some way, right? Like with this love potion here, it's like potion in a bottle. I'm feeling like someone's in their, you know, mental and emotional kitchen, like mixing the sauces. And they're waiting for it to boil. We have anticipation. Yeah, someone also may be a little bit nervous, experiencing some anxiety about you and this connection at this time because they are so enamored with you. You know, they have these feelings for you, right? And we also have up in the air, but they're also clear, and that's why they have this anxiety, like this anticipation energy, because they don't know how it's going to work out, right? Why is that? Let's clarify this with some good tarot cards. I can't wait to dig into this a little deeper in the extended reading. Make sure you tune in for that. And if not, you know, it's good. We can leave it here. But I don't know. I'm getting excited. I feel curious, right? Let's see. Let's clarify this energy. What's going on with how they're feeling about you right now? This anticipation up in the air, because they're definitely smitten enough to where even in doing their own work, like they're still very much, you know, in the lab trying to work on things with you. So what is this about? All right. So under enamored, we have the Empress. The Empress coming out. Oh, yes. They see you as the ultimate queen thing. Yeah. Right? The Empress is so abundant, so luscious and full. Right? The Empress is like that home, that feeling of being at home. Like she provides that feeling of being at home with another person. So nurturing, right? That's what this person is so smitten with in your energy. Like it makes it worth it for them, right? But what else? Look at that. 9 of Cups. Anticipation. So they're definitely wanting to still fill their cup up with you, for sure. Like they want you to pour all into their cup. But we have this issue of balance here. Are they willing to pour into you in the same way? Right? Is that why this up in the air here? Is that something that they're still deciding on? And we have the Wheel of Fortune, right? They may be leaving it up to destiny, right? At the bottom of the deck, we have Queen of Wands. Yeah, because you're also real fiery for them, right? Like you, oh my God, I just heard you socked it to them, right? And so you socked it to them, and whatever happened or is happening between you two, they're not sure if with you socking it to them in the way that you did, if you will still have them. That's what I'm getting. So there's an element of chance, an element of risk and uncertainty that they're dealing with in terms of what it is they want to create with you. And that could also have a lot to do with where they are right now, right? There's definitely, while there is commitment, don't forget there's still this healing that needs to take place. So, in that case, let's look at potential outcomes. Like what, we know how they feel, right? But deep down, what is it that they're really wanting to create? Let's see. Oh! Capricorn, this is really, really good. Man, it's kind of juicy. What are they wanting to create? Look, healing family issues. So maybe they have some issues with their family. Maybe they have some healing work with who knows, their parents, their siblings, you know, past relationships that they need to work on. Yeah, so they're wanting to really, and with this 2 of Cups here, makes perfect sense because, you know, there aren't any other cards that have come out to suggest twin flame, and I do not make twin flame affirmations or predictions. I'm not telling you you are a twin flame, but when I see this 2 of Cups card, it definitely brings to mind that kind of energy, which to me represents deep level soul work, sometimes with another person, or definitely as the result of a connection with another person. And so, you know, they're definitely wanting to create some healing between you on both sides, like working through your issues, not just for the benefit of this connection, but for the benefit of you both as, you know, just as individuals. Yeah, like I'm getting someone, and look, oh my God, look, I was just about to say this, inner child healing. Like, I don't know why this just came up, but it's like you're like their therapy in a way, right? Like being in your energy is like therapy for them. And you have to be careful with that, because that can create a little bit of codependency, which hasn't come up yet. If like that's the next card that I pull up, I'm gonna totally flip, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did. But that's what I'm getting here. They really want to create, and that's why the balance came up so much. Like they really just want to get back to center. They want to release all this emotional sludge and really get back to center within themselves and with you, right? And to do that, they know, remember I said earlier, Archangel Gabriel working with them through the challenge, right? We have the Five of Gabriel that came up, Five of Wands. What is Five of Wands about? Having the strength to work through conflict and struggle. Five of Wands is a conflict card, right? And on the positive side, it means, you know, because fives represent change to me, but it also represents like temperance and rebuilding, right? Like the Hierophant card in the tarot is number 5. So, you know, they want to clear the air. Clear the air here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Capricorn. So let's dive into the extended here. Let's dive into the extended and see like what's actually, you know, going on underneath the surface with your person that's bringing all of this up. Let's look at what messages they have for you and what advice Spirit has for you in working through this week. So if we're leaving it here, thank you so much for watching. And if you're going to join me for the extended, then click that little link below and that'll take you where you need to go to get that. All right. Thank you so much. Peace.